Welcome back to Noob Talk, episode 11. You probably already guessed what we're going to talk about this week. It's kind of obvious. It's kind of obvious, to be honest. What's been taking over the gaming world this week? It's going to be Pokemon, right? Not just Pokemon. It's going to be Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go. Now, unless you've been under a rock for the last forever, really. Alright, it's really 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. Pokemon Go is the latest in Nintendo's foray into the mobile gaming. So they've been talking about doing a lot more stuff for mobile. Pokemon Go is one of them, and it involves what we all wanted to do as kids, whether you want to admit it or not, is to go out and catch Pokemon. Now don't get it twisted, alright? You won't physically catch these creatures, but thanks to the ever-evolving technology, you can now catch them in your real environment through the use of AR or, augmented reality for those of you that are not used to the nerd lingo. So why has it become so popular? Well, again, it just goes back to hitting that child in you. Always just wanted to go out, explore. And I think Nintendo really did well with that in this regard. They're actually getting us gamers, even people who have never, even non-gamers, just people who are into Pokemon itself, out of their houses, on their feet, and they're walking miles just to catch certain Pokemon, and it's really awesome to see. So the way it works is that the application on your mobile phone, Pokemon Go, connects to the servers and you create your own trainer. And once you create your trainer, it maps it to the area you're in, and it will show you all the gyms in your area where you could go and compete, and it will also show you these Pokestops. And the Pokestops, what they basically are stops where you could pick up Pokeballs, you could pick up revives, so your Pokemon goes down during battle, and you can also pick up incense. Now, the way Pokemon are caught are that there is a tracker in the bottom right corner of your screen. Now, this tracker, what it does is that it will show you what Pokemon are in the nearby area and how far away they are based on the number, I believe, of steps. It goes from 0 to 3. So if there's 0 steps under a Pokemon, that means you're practically near them. And if there's 3, that means you're a bit further away from them. So what I've been doing, and honestly you should just expect this, I've been playing Pokemon Go as well. And to be honest, it's it's one of those odd games. There's a lot of people getting into it. There's a lot of people really excited about it. I'm sure some of you have seen the videos on YouTube or even on news channels, not so much here in the UK, but abroad, where traffic would literally stop and hundreds of people would gather just to catch one Pokemon, especially if it's a rare Pokemon. Expect a lot of people running, crowding, pushing, maybe not punching each other, that would have been interesting though, just to catch that one Pokemon. So I think Nintendo have put themselves in a real interesting position, let alone the fact that their stocks just went well up once Pokemon was released. It's got a higher retention rate than the users on Twitter, which is saying something. One of the fastest rising apps ever to be released. Quite frankly, Nintendo, Niantic, the guys who created the Pokemon Go game, they've got a huge hit on their hands, and to be honest, I'm not really surprised that it's become so successful. Now, where does it go from here? Well, just from the time I've spent with it, it hasn't got all 150 Pokemon currently on there. Most of the Pokemon are from the Kanto region, for you Pokemon nerds out there that understand the reference. And so I'm assuming in due time, all the other Pokemon from, say, Sinnoh and the other regions will be added eventually. But not yet, and I think that's okay, because quite frankly, that 150, even if it's not the full 150, that is still a lot. In terms of rare Pokemon, I expect Nintendo to do special events, maybe based on in different cities. Maybe everyone needs to go to a specific location in a city to catch a certain Pokemon. I think that would be really cool. That should pull up the social aspect of the game as well. And in terms of further pushing the game into the future, I would like to see a greater emphasis on trading. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm sure you can't trade Pokemon at this moment in time. I'm pretty sure that's something that's on the agenda, and that is something that's going to be sorted out pretty soon. I mean, currently I got the 2 out of 3 starter set of Squirtle and Charmander, and I'm missing a Bulbasaur, and I want someone to trade me a Bulbasaur. So, if you got a Bulbasaur, hit me up, because I want to make that collection. Other points you might see, a increase upping in gym battles, in gyms as well. Heck, maybe even then as we go back to special events that might be held, special Pokemon battles between people. So there's a lot of space, there's a lot of leeway Nintendo, Niantic, the Pokemon company can go with the game in order to keep it fresh for the future. As we know, Nintendo came out earlier with Miitomo. That didn't really last very long. I was one of those few people that tried it out, played it for about 3 days, and it gets a little tiring once you answer your 5 billionth question, you know, you buy one little hat for your Mii character and that's it. Nothing else happens. I don't see Pokemon Go going that way. I see it lasting for a considerable amount of time. It's fun, it's fresh, it gets people out of the house. Honestly, what else can go wrong with it? The only thing, well, really, people are not watching where they're going. I'm sure that's something that Nintendo will fix in the near future, especially keeping Pokemon away from certain locations. Hearing things such as people going Pokemon hunting in the abandoned concentration camps. I'm sure that's something that's going to be fixed later on. Certain places will obviously be off limits, and that again will be something that Nintendo will need to sort out, because you can't have people going hunting for Pokemon in restricted areas, because that just doesn't work out, unfortunately. So let me know what you thought about Pokemon Go. Have you been playing it? How many gym battles have you gone through? Are you a level 1 nerd? Are you level 1000 Pidgeotto user? Whoever it is, let me know in the comments below. As always, please do like the video, and last but not least, subscribe to the channel. It's easy. It's right there. The button is right under the video. Also be a button in the video. You can click on that. It'll take you to the main channel page where you'll be able to subscribe and you won't miss out on any new video updates. Currently doing a new video every week, once a week, because that's how I roll. I'm gonna go back outside and keep catching a couple of more Pokemon, level them up, see what's happening. And so until next time, stay free, you noobs. And if you think you're better training than me, come see me. But stay free, you noobs.